after a pretty unsuccessful Elvis coverage, although I could explain why that coverage is not successful. Got one of my lowest viewed videos, unfortunately. So sometimes you make long trips for no reason. And this was one of the long trips that was ultimately a big failure. But c'est la vie. And I figured it'd be interesting to talk about the crazy situation with Mike Rinder and Aaron Smith-Levin and give my opinion on that. And I might delete this live. Hey, Bob Cox. I might delete this live later because I'm going to do a pre-record and also try to digest things as best I can. Hey, SJ, how are you? SBTV is blowing up right now. Yeah, that's why I convened this live, and I'm probably going to do a pre-record as well. But we'll probably wait a couple minutes for people to get in, and so I can give my perspective. And my perspective generally is that there have been overreactions on both sides, but I think Aaron has taken the ball and ran with it with unnecessary contact and unnecessary overreaction. But there's still stuff that Mike has to answer for, right? So looks like we got some more people, so we'll start talking about it. Everyone got their panties up in a bunch. Precisely. I haven't watched all the videos. I've watched them all, so that's why I want to do this live. If I get this dog to move. I probably can't. Yeah, I watched every single one of them. That was hard to watch, man. I mean, if there's any, I don't think, and I think that's why we have to make differentiations. I don't think Aaron ever said, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think Aaron ever said that Mike was lying about his cancer. I think that was, there we go, we got the dog moving. I think that was somebody else who said that, but obviously if you clearly, it's really hard to watch because you can see Mike, looks like he's probably on his last leg, tragically. Hey, Sheep Show, nice to see you. He says, hi, Dodge. Long time no see. Aaron's doing a live with Reese right now. He's probably going to ignore it, you know, and his stupid headlines with the I apologize, and then he says, oh, for my camera, haha, isn't that funny, is really flippant and obnoxious, in my opinion. So he might do that. I'd be curious, guys. Tell me if the headline for the video is something like I apologize, and then it's just Reese talking about how she wants to do, you know, adult films in the future or something like that. I wouldn't be surprised. We in the car, not precisely. We're actually walking, a little different. Interesting. So I haven't watched any of the videos. I should, and I'll do a pre-record and watch Miriam's response for that. So here's my general perspective on it. Miriam has every right to be heard. She has every right to talk about the pain that she's certainly experienced. That is undeniable. I don't think she's lying about a single thing. The thing is, if you analyze a lot of what happens, there's a lot of stuff that's simply unprovable. And that's simply, who do you trust? And so the focus back on the original focal point, it's all based on, obviously, this affidavit. And Miriam saying that Mike Rinder didn't want to release this affidavit because it would incriminate him. Mike Rinder's direct response to that was that there's information about other former there's information about other former ex-Scientologists that would have hurt them and would have subjected them to further fair game and further pain. And that I believe this affidavit was part of something bigger, and that the other victim in that affidavit did not want that released. Miriam says one of the reasons that Rinder does not want anything released is because it would indicate that he was aware of this abuse, because he apparently was in the same apartment, in the same living space as the person who abused, that's Miriam's parent, the person who abused Miriam. So again, you're analyzing two things that only two people can prove, and the two people who can prove it, not even prove it, but the two people who know, and the two people who know are giving, in my opinion, logical but completely opposite explanations. So who are you really going to jump on for that, in my opinion? And it's entirely possible that both of them are correct. It's entirely possible that Miriam felt like this is a slight against her, understandably, or this is a deliberate cover-up. She looks at the history, she looks at the time that she spent in the same living space with Rinder and her abuser, and she puts two and two together and say this is obvious, right? But it might not be. She just might not be correct. Doesn't mean she's ill-intentioned or she's wrong in that way, but that's what's dangerous about all of this stuff, guys, is because it's all this group think, and we try to villainize people on one side or another instead of just analyzing tangibly what people are accusing what of doing. Diesel drama blocked me, okay. Let's talk out of LA, much more productive. Yeah, you're right. Lauren says, thank you for covering Riley's case. You're very welcome. I'm glad somebody got something out of it. It was a big bomb. So I don't know. I mean, to me, so the Miriam thing is one aspect of it. The other aspect is, in my opinion, a myriad of overreactions with Aaron not letting something go. So I thought it was an overreaction. I was part of the foundation, or still am part of a foundation. And I've told this story before in the past defending Aaron. But I've remarked that, at least in my foundation, people have done much worse than what Aaron's accused of doing, and they were allowed to stay in the foundation. The difference is, my foundation is like a family foundation, so it's not this public thing or anything. But usually what the situation is you get canned from the board if you do something on the foundation's time, specifically. So with all of these things that Aaron have done, which don't make him look good and are shown to be quite immature and worse, the thing is, it was all done not on the foundation's time, right? It was all done essentially, it was all done not on the foundation's time. It was a completely separate thing. So there was an incident in my family foundation where this dude a long time ago took a dump in the middle of his hotel room, screamed at the concierge at the hotel because he lost his key and she wouldn't give him another one because he was like screaming. And they got banned from the hotel because of his behavior. And then in a fit of rage, he took a big dump in the middle of his hotel room in the middle of the carpet. He had to write a letter and get suspended for 2 weeks. But in that situation, he was allowed to remain on the board. Since then, he has gotten his shit together, no pun intended, and is a good member of the board. And, this was probably 13, 14 years ago. Everybody's forgotten about it. With Aaron's situation, Aaron does these things that don't look great, but I don't know if they're evil or horrific. He had sex with sex workers in Colombia. That was an issue. He called somebody to see you next Tuesday when he was hammered. Although I think that whole crowd is kind of savage. I think anybody who deals with Hulk Hogan speaks in trashy parlance, right? So it's almost like mutually assured destruction of the words. It's not like this woman was like this probably nice, innocent woman. They all probably just talk like that and call each other, see you next Tuesdays. So it was, in my opinion, is an overreaction on Mike's part and members of the Aftermath's part. Because at the end of the day, Aaron he's been the singular figure. Chris Shelton a little before him, but Aaron more successfully with more eyeballs. He's been the one to transition the spotlight of the anti-Scientology world from television, which Mike Rinder is responsible for, to the internet. And he's the main person. And you look at all of that, and you look at him acting like a hooligan, and is it really worth terminating somebody from the foundation? Now, having said all that, once you are, should Aaron have just let it go? At the end of the day, could he have just I felt like somebody overreacted to my behavior. I have a lot of passion for this foundation. I think that overreaction is extreme, but just let it go, because we're both two people that are fighting against Scientology. We're both two people that bring eyeballs to have more and more people see the injustices that Scientology commit. And for the betterment of taking down Scientology and for the betterment of better content, I'm just going to let this go. And as he did, perhaps even do my own foundation. He could have done all that. He could have said, I'm disappointed that I was canned. I think I still want to put in my effort. So here's the SPTV Foundation. And that's it. Instead of this whole situation is spotlighted, where again, as I was talking about to you before with the affidavit, we'll never know the real truth. And I don't, nobody knows enough to say Mike is right or Miriam is right. So he uses it and he weaponizes it and he makes it bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, where it does not need to get that big. And then what I think is the biggest issue is I don't get mad when people attack people. I think that's part of the algorithm game. That's part of the fun. What's not cool is when somebody, it's like ZDT does this, right? What the line that I take is when somebody copyright strikes somebody else and tries to get their videos down. And if you know that they have a base, and I'm talking about Aaron with Nora, if you know they have a good base of support and that their livelihood is their channel, to try to assault somebody's livelihood is a massive overreach. So I think this is a genuine overreaction on Mike's part and the rest of the board of the Aftermath for kicking ASL off. But at the same time, Aaron took the ball and ran with it and overreacted tenfold. So now we'll look at the comments. Do you think there's enough demand? No, probably not, to require a separate foundation. I don't think there is. But, more power to them. Doesn't hurt. Amy M says Aaron doesn't want the cult to end because his money will end. Sorry, guys. I do not want to report this. Sorry, I had a snot rock and it turns away from the stream. So Amy says Aaron doesn't want the cult to end because the money will end. Well, I don't. That's a fair argument, but I don't think that's true because I think they both realize that no matter what anybody does, the cult will still have money and it will still go on for an X amount of time. But it's a fair assessment. Both are wrong. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you on that, Amy. Aaron pushed a woman into a concrete wall, says Craig. Aaron joked about getting molested by a fellow Scientologist with Down syndrome. Aaron proves again and again he has very low morals. This is Craig talking. Yeah, again, the whole throwing down of the woman, it does look really bad. He has his explanations. Aaron said he was defending himself and the woman scratching him, right? Then again, he's so much bigger. Why would you not just take her hands, swat her hands away, and then book it, run in the other direction? Perhaps he could have done that. But I think there's, they both have their story to that. As for the joking about the Down syndrome, I mean, that's what people aren't judging the severity of a lot of these things. I wouldn't make that joke, but some people have a salty sense of humor. I don't think it's the end of the world. So in a way, MR and Miriam are both right. Yeah, in re-affidavit rule. Yeah, I think so. Mike is still protecting the cult, sadly, in my opinion, since Florence. He could that's a fair argument, too. He could take down the whole cult due to what he knows. I mean, you have to analyze how much self-protection is there. And the bizarre part is people have focused on Mike for the self-protection of past crimes. But then by that regard, then you have to throw out everybody else. You have to throw out Mark Headley. You'll have to throw out Aaron. You'll have to throw out anybody who had any sort of, you'll have to throw out Nora. You'll have to throw out anybody who had any sort of position in Scientology. Because at the end of the day, I think most probably, sadly, because they're brainwashed, most people, unless you're at the very bottom rung of the ladder, most people who are in Scientology have a lot of misdeeds to answer for. I'm sure Aaron, he was in the CIA, he was in some position of authority. I'm sure Aaron does. I'm sure a lot of people does. So when was that turned on its head? When it was almost like intentionally not talked about early on. Well, shit, what did Mike do with the Aftermath? with the television show, with the A&E show, nobody's asking, well, what did Mike do before? But he was in the room when all these things happened. Mike probably has way more an answer to than Aaron would. So that's something to take into account. Mike was the head of OSA. You're right, sure. As was Tori, she wasn't the head, but she was in it, as were a lot of other people. So that's what I'm saying, is like, if you look at who was part of OSA and who wasn't, we know a fair amount of people that we still watch and like who are part of OSA. Mike has way more, as does Claire. It's probably because they have more of an authority, right? But all I'm saying is when it became convenient, like out of thin air, all of a sudden, we started being like, well, what is Mike hiding? What did he do? How come in the previous year and a half, nobody was asking, well, what the hell did Mike do? We need to get to all of a sudden, this conversation was started after the Miriam Francis situation. So that's the problem with groupthink. Some people would have more credibility if they were saying this a year and a half ago, but all of a sudden it was at the directive of somebody that they support. That person gave that directive for them to finally start getting worried. It's a cat or something, you can chase it. And therein lies a problem. And was directly involved in covering up Miriam's trauma. I think Mike didn't help himself with the letter in response. I really don't. I think Mike, I think his quick response to the whole Brian Kent thing was flippant and made the situation worse. He was almost telling her to fuck off versus he could have said things are hazy. I could understand why Miriam feels this way. But you're right. Like, Mike was quick to just very quickly call Miriam a liar, essentially. So that's why it's fun to have this live, to talk with you, I'm still forming my opinion. Goosebumps says, yes, Aaron does overreact a lot. Yes, Mike Rinder overreacted a lot. Yes and yes. I think it's sad. I think it's a lot of personal ego shit that has unfortunately divided two people who have, I think we both need to objectively recognize the contributions that both of them have had to take down Scientology. So, and I'll do a little pre-record about this too at some point. We'll catch up on the comments as well. Hey, Scientology out of Ottawa, how are you? Sheep Show just said, hi, Dodge, long time no see. Is a fake account. I'll ban them, Sheep Show. Thank you for letting me know. Let me check. Checking the joins 3 weeks ago, no subscribers. Message redacted. I will block that Sheep Show. Okay, he is blocked. Fake Sheep Show is blocked. It is directly, Mike is way more, all right, I'll look at some of the other previous conversations. Good afternoon. SJ, how are you? Verity, nice to have you. You would think Mike would unload his conscience instead of further attacking Aaron. Well, he felt attacked by Aaron, right? And he felt like a lot of his work was negated. So I sort of understand where Mike is coming from, but he had that opening salvo of attack, right? He said, I don't like your, sophomoric behavior, and therefore you're done with us. And it's funny because it's not like Aaron had a job or was working for them, or it's not like Aaron was a news anchor or stuff. Like, sometimes the news anchors get in trouble if they were too drunk at the bars or something, because it was a bad reflection on the TV news, and they make less money, and you're not supposed to. But if, like, with this is just like internet world. So you want to go in the car? We can. This is where I'm staying. If they divided the house, so one half is one apartment, and the other half is the other apartment. Aaron doesn't want his pie cut into, though. I don't know what that means, but okay, I like pie. I like turtles. Do you want to come in? Good boy. All right, where should we go? Let's go somewhere. I'm recovering from bronchitis, guys. Mike has way more, as does Claire. That's a fair argument, I guess. Aaron said he would launch a big lawsuit against LAPD after his detainment. He lied. Patrick Perry walked past Aaron, says Craig. Aaron then walked to him. I saw that. I think Patrick Perry was one that was crazy aggressive. Is it lawsuit worthy? Probably not. Guys, let me just figure out where I'm at. We're going to take a nice light drive. Where'd all my comments go? Go to Detroit and get mom spaghetti. Vomit on his sweater already. Knees weak, arms are heavy. I don't know if I could pay Eminem enough to show up. W. Sure. Maybe you're right. Alright, guys. Give me about 5 minutes and I'll start looking at you again. My motorcycle. It's a good song. Do you want to chase a car? Is that what you want to do? I'll let you. I'll allow it. Is that what you want to do? Okay. No? Okay. Name Mike. Mike no longer has a bike. I don't want a pickle. Just wanna ride on my motorcycle. No mods here. I don't wanna ride on my motorcycle. I don't wanna die. Just wanna ride my motorcycle. Alright, we're about 3 minutes away, then we'll start walking and talking. Going to the chapel and I'm gonna get married. Going to the chapel and we're gonna get married. Gee, I really love you and gonna get married. Going to the chapel of love. Chapel song, the one before. Yeah. Oh, motorcycle, buddy, like that, SJ. It's our thing. If they knew, today's the day. I do. Alright, don't forget, Jack Parsons says, don't forget screwing in parking lots in foreign countries. I've screwed in a parking lot in a foreign country. Shit. That's a passage of life. No Eminem has a restaurant in Detroit. Oh, really? Cool. The only talent Karen has, says Elizabeth, besides YouTube, is being a control freak who he definitely has we can all agree he has a serious alcohol problem. That's the thing. It's like if he just went to rehab, it was like I should just swap weed for alcohol, you know, and maybe all these problems would all of a sudden go away. But who knows? It's hard to say. Alright guys, we're going to park soon. We're at a nice park. I think we're at Overton Park right now in Memphis, Tennessee. I thought I'd be covering the court case today, but it looks like the woman's going to plea. So I went all the way out here just for a very quick motion. Going to the chapel and we're gonna get married. Going to the chapel and we're gonna get married. We're gonna park soon, guys. I can see myself losing my audience. That's alright. You guys are very fickle beings, aren't you? Oh shit, now we only have 50. How dare you? Damn, guys. Jesus, all you have to do is wait like 3 minutes. We're just about to park. That really hurts me. I had a bad week on YouTube, guys. Bad week. The Kamala stuff was good. I got some new subscribers, but the Elvis thing was a huge bust, which stunk. But again, we're going to talk about all this as soon as we work, which is right now. So guys, stick around. Don't leave me. If you leave me now, take away the biggest part of me. Please don't go. Oh, fucking golf. I hate golfer people. We should ban golf clubs. Elite sport. I'm rocking and a roll. Here we go. Here's the dog park. We could get the dog to chill in the dog park for a bit. Alright, guys, we are out. Yeah, we're gonna go out, don't worry. Don't forget screwing the parking. So I have, well, that's the thing. Is it abuse or is it banging prostitutes? And there's a difference between those two things. So now we're back in action. Dog's going crazy. So that's the thing. It's like everybody's jumping to one conclusion or another. And the thing is there tangible abuse, or is it Aaron being reckless with people who are emotionally unstable? Maybe because they're the easiest. I mean, I hate to say it, but like, the crazier the girl, the easier she is in bed. But then, you lay in that shit and you're going to get some shit stains, That happens. Until you admit having a problem. Yeah, I mean, the big thing is Aaron should just say, listen, I have an issue with alcohol. I've had a lot of reckless behavior. I do realize that even though this is not a job, nobody's finances are dependent, which is an important notation to make. At the end of the day, it doesn't look good for the anti-Scientology community. And I think Rinder was wrong, though, in saying that and saying, all right, you missed your chance. Trying to chase the squirrel. So I think it's a lot of severity. Is what people did really that evil on either side? Is what Aaron did really that horrific? Did he actually abuse somebody? Or has he tangoed with a bunch of mentally unstable women because he assumed, probably correctly, that they were easy? And he wants the express lane. And when you try to take the express lane, you're going to get a headache. That's what happens. Been there, done that. Aaron also talks crap behind people's backs, says Goosebumps. Source, conversation pre- and post-cruise in Miami. Yeah, I think the talking behind the back is another thing that, like, people get too upset over. People are allowed to vent. You're allowed to vent to your friend and be like, oh, this person I feel screwed me privately. I don't really hold back talking really against anybody. It's when they go public is when it gets bad. And therein lies the difference. But fair point. Bronchitis, ain't nobody got time for that. Dodge when he heading back to LA, says Hydro. Not for a while, probably January, because I think Henry's probably going to go to trial. I thought they were going to trial in December, and I thought Josiah was, but it looks like there'll be a hearing for Josiah, and there'll be a hearing for Henry. So I don't think it's worth traveling 25 hours just to go for a hearing that's going to last all of 2 minutes. Let me know if you disagree with that. Put it in the chat and say, just write, put a 1 if you think it's necessary for me to go to LA in December. But if there's a full trial, then I will actually go. But I think it's a lot of money and it's a lot of time to go out to LA just for some hearings. So that's my perspective on that. Mike didn't get rid of any toxins in those videos. He got more toxins. He won't rest in peace, says Margie Barr. Yeah, that's kind of low. I think the guy will be able to. I think at the end of the day, despite him getting nervous about being jailed, which is entirely a possibility that he could be lying about, I don't think that negates all of the right that he tried to do and all of the right he tried to put forth to correct his wrongs. Look, if somebody is genuinely concerned about facing X amount of time in prison, are you really going to hate that person for trying to avoid prison? I don't even know if that's the case. I would say it's probably not even. But if that's the case, certainly bad what he did, and he should deserve it. But from their perspective, look at, he was the original guy to really get the media firestorm against Scientology. But point taken. Maybe Aaron is unstable. Yeah, I think there's a big instability with Aaron. That wasn't just venting. This is him trying to tarnish. Well, that's fair. Tarnish. We'll get specific, Goosebump. I don't hate anybody. I'm disappointed how Mike is leaving things. That's fair. The chat is only tolerable anymore since I blocked all the tiny and shit show trolls. I love you and name, but can't deal with them anymore. That's fair. Yeah, this is an open chat, guy. So this is the one forum where, I don't have a hardcore opinion on it. Because sometimes you just need to have more information. So that's why this is the only chat where I don't have a hardcore point of view, and I'm kind of listening to what you guys are saying and judging it and soaking it in by what you're telling me and trying to get a big stew and sift from, perhaps the most legitimate opinions come to the top. I don't hate Mike, but he's vindictive. Yeah, he was vindictive for really giving a shit about all the external stuff that Aaron did that didn't have any relevancy in saving people away from Scientology. Certainly he acts like an asshole. He acts like an immature ASU student. And some have said there's much worse than that. None of that has been tangibly proven, right? Some people say he has been abusive. Some people say that, but there's been no proof of that. You sound like Yoko. I do sound like Yoko. My voice sounds very weird. I can't wash while you're driving. I get seasick. Fair. So what's your next coverage option? It's going to be a while. I think Henry's trial in January is definitely something I'd like to do. And aside from that, I think there's some stuff in Florida I want to check out. There's a lot of there's a Riley situation with that down in Orlando too. So my guess is in early January he'd be in Orlando, then late January I'd head to LA to cover Henry's trial. But not much for December. Regrettably. Will you try to quit smoking now that you have bronchitis? I should. I get bronchitis once or twice a year, which is probably from smoking. People on meth should not talk to animals, says Vladik. Okay. LA Times fired all the editors. Should apply there. Yeah, right. I don't think there's much of a future in terms of traditional news. It's all dying. You are either good at YouTube or not, says Claire. I think that's what the issue is. It's not a church with judgy bishops. Are you talking about me or are you talking about with Aaron and stuff? He is good at YouTube, right? And, 250,000 subscribers is nothing to sneeze at. And hundreds of, him and Mike both collectively have probably been responsible for at least 4 to 5 million people becoming aware of the evils of Scientology. That's all I'm saying. If you literally are responsible for 4 to 5 million people knowing the evils of Scientology, when you look at your entire legacy, can you perhaps be forgiven? I think so, in my opinion. I guess I don't have this dislike or hatred of people that other people tend to want to have. And that's why groupthink to me is a very dangerous thing. Because you judge somebody for a very specific incident that has varying degrees of credibility and is kind of hazy in terms of what's true and what's not, and with various aspects that are impossible to find out the truth. And that person's entire legacy is centered around that one moment. I don't think anybody very few people take a circumspect view as to how somebody should be judged, Good to move through life without hate in your heart. Yeah, it's just, maybe that's the problem for me. It's just, for me to really hate somebody they have to do a lot. I just don't have a lot of that. I generally reflexively look at the good and not the bad. And that's why I became a journalist, kind of, because a lot of people didn't like that I was, they felt I was neutral in the presidential race. I wasn't. I said I voted for the Libertarian. But they didn't like, there's a lot of Kamala supporters who said, how dare I, not fight against the fascists. And there are a lot of Trump supporters who said, I'm unsubscribing from you because you said this is what's been effective about Kamala's campaign, et cetera, et cetera. And it just goes to show, it's like, that's why I became a journalist, because I've never been a hardcore partisan. And I've always wanted to look at things objectively, away from what does this group with an agenda tell me, but how do you look at the whole thing in a bigger picture? And when you do, it's hard to be hardcore left or hardcore right and hardcore partisan, because you judge each issue individually. And so I think I've been like that, I guess, with some of these characters in Scientology as well. Mike lacks YouTube charisma, fair, as does Claire. And Mark just comes off as a bit creepy to me, says Goosebumps. I really I think Mark and Claire are pretty good. If you want to see somebody lacks YouTube charisma, see Miscavige Jenna. I think Mike is, he's very slow, obviously, because he's on his last leg, tragically. But I think Mike is generally a pretty good communicator. It's kind of compelling to listen to, as are Mark and Claire. I think Mark comes off as quite likable. And that's the thing. It's like, are you going to throw the baby out with the bathwater? Aaron had his personal tiff with Rinder, and then all of a sudden metastasized to Mark and Claire, which I thought was pretty unfair. And then him attacking Alex Barnes-Ross, I think, was incredible. That's just like taking the ball and running with it and making the situation much more complicated, involving many more people than initially involved, and making it much worse than it needed to be. And so, I like Alex as a friend of mine. I respect him. So, look at the comments. Claire, with an I, says, yes, but there are a lot of people telling or attacking other charismatic YouTubers as if they are the standard. It's weird. Fair. And has a moving unstable bar. Claire is terrifying on YouTube unless she's crying, says Claire. Jenna comes off as authentic and thoughtful. Interesting. So you can see the lens, right? Even judging people's talent and listenability is based on whose side you might be on, right? So that's why if somebody says you suck at YouTube or you don't know anything or you're a shitty presenter, and then I see what side they're on, I'm like, oh, they're on the Reddit side. Okay. So everything is through a filtered lens. And everything is subjective. It's like nothing is really real. Everything is based on what you want to think, right? All those people, you will judge their actions based on what you already want to think. And the confirmation bias is what's dominating, I think, a lot of people's opinions on this whole matter. It's simply, I will forever agree with whatever Aaron says all the time, or Aaron is the most evil piece of shit who needs to be in jail. And nobody's nuanced anymore because it's everybody feels they're fighting in this war. It's a war with no blood, right? And everybody needs to do that. It's like everybody is subconsciously Aaron's and Mike's too messenger. Everybody is Aaron and Mike's PR people. And you don't even know it because a lot of people have these preconceived narratives and they're blasting out the narratives in the comment section. And what it is like you're becoming a free communications person, which, nice gig if you can get it. We're going to Kamala rally. I don't think she's going to run again. Let's hope not. Anybody but her. See? All right, fine. Well, go fuck yourself, Izzy. Then unsubscribe from me. I don't give a shit. Right. So that's right. Izzy's saying you respect Alex, unsubscribe. Yes, I do. I do respect him. Izzy, if you're still here, I'm curious. What's your beef with Alex besides for Aaron saying he muddled up his story? In my opinion, big fucking deal. Okay, he was off. He said, he left and came back, and Aaron questions him as if that's the most evil thing, and that maybe he was in Scientology for a year shorter than he actually was and had less of an impressive position than he said he had. As if that negates all of his work, as if that negates every protest he set up in the UK that's gotten press, in The Guardian, in a lot of major UK papers. But no, that doesn't matter, right? Because Aaron said he fudged his story. So yeah, go fuck yourself, Izzy. And I don't want you on my stream anyway. Fuck you. Yes, too much manipulations of messages. Is Alex the guy from England? Yes, he is. I think Alex has sketchy... Well, that's fair too, but then again, it's the same shit. It's like you're judging people for their fucking mods. Does that make sense? I don't think it does. Nobody needs to let everybody know when they unsub. Lol. Yeah, they could let me know. It's fine. I'll just throw it back at you. I watch YouTubers who can tolerate hearing criticism. Well, then stick with me, Kay Taylor. Because Lord knows I can tolerate it. It's uninteresting, so I don't watch. Yeah, I don't blame you. I am loud and brash and passionate, so I like Aaron. I get that, Claire. But also love authenticity without too much emotion, crying. So there's a slice. And the guy just cries all the time. It's a little much. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you have to, I don't think Aaron is worth banishing from the entire Scientology community because he is a great communicator. But he's advocating, I mean, he really did advocate for the Jane Does, despite, you know, he might have felt he was too much in the pocket of one specific Jane Doe. But at the end of the day, he's fought a lot for them. And to me, that should be appreciated. And his behavior is abhorrent, and I think he has a problem with substance, with alcohol specifically, and he should probably get some sort of help. There's a myriad of ways you could get help, whether it be going to rehab or whether it be simply going to AA and just trying to drink less, right? I mean, Alex is uninteresting, not Dodge. Oh, okay. I didn't think you were calling me interesting, Claire. Well, that's a fair, Alex being a little low-key is a fair argument. Hey, Chim Chim the monkey. He says, hey, Dodge, I love you, man. I love you too, Chim Chim. What does Walter Winchell say about all this? A great columnist, Walter Winchell. Right, Walter Winchell. If Walter Winchell was around, he'd be loving this. I'll tell you that much. I come here for the logic. Yeah, I'm just analyzing each supposed misdeed each of them have, looking at where can we objectively find the truth, where are there spaces where it's impossible to find the truth, so you're simply judging somebody's words. That's with the affidavit, right? Mike and Miriam have very different perspectives. Hey, stop. Let him pass. Mike and Miriam, all right, now you can go. Mike and Miriam have very different perspectives on what happened with the affidavit, and it's simply unprovable to indicate who's correct and who's not. And there's a lot of it where Miriam could be, in her mind, telling the truth, but the truth could have been based on the assumption that Mike was with her in that living space and should have been aware of the abuse. It's entirely possible that he wasn't. So it's entirely possible that Miriam is being truthful, but she might be making these assumptions that would be logical to make that might not materialize, that might not be true. Or they very well might be, you know? Dodge is a character, it's definitely entertaining. Yes, at least I could. I'm not a slow speaker. I respect Aaron's fighting for the Jane Does and for a myriad of other anti-COS activities. I agree. He's very effective. All the personal beef distracts from the message. Right, he's his own worst enemy, right? And that's the sad part. Sorry, I gotta take it off my jacket. Give me a minute. So that's kind of the tragedy with this. It's like, you are your own worst enemy, eh? Looking at some of the chats. Kate Taylor, by the way, you're hella fine. Just want to make you a shout out, give you a shout out. Don't worry, buddy. You're gonna have plenty of cover the old Trump in office. Yeah, although I was disappointed because I thought maybe it would have been a close election, and that Kamala might have pulled it off by one state. That didn't happen, and that Trump would have gone to court like he did last time to try to overturn it, and I would have attended those, and obviously that's not happening. I'm hoping Kamala decides to be psychotic and try. I mean, Kamala lost by so much, I don't think she could even try. But I'd love to see Kamala try to attempt to overturn one of the states and have a court case, because I would be there. And if there's some angry thing at the Capitol with Trump's inauguration, I'll probably go to the Trump inauguration, by the way. You guys are interested in me going to that. Thank you, Boo. You're welcome, Kay. Hey, are you single? Shit, curious. What city are you in? All right, now I'm going to stop being this thirsty. I knew Trump would win. A lot of people did. I thought Trump would win until the last week, and then I thought he blew it. I thought he was going to blow it the last week with the rally and a lot of the stupid shit he said, but it didn't really matter. Oh, Kay Taylor, and you're single. What neck of the woods are you? Shit. Do you like redheads? I don't even know what I look like. Probably do. This is what I look like. Actually, here, this without the... And I got to fix my collar. It looks terrible. You probably already know what I look like. I'm always thirsty. See, I'm just like Aaron. Except I have a little more decorum. And a little more tact. Tact is important. And I'm a lot less desperate. And I don't like psychotic girls. I live in Cali. Oh, let's hang out when I'm in Cali then. Hey, if you want to add me on Instagram, we're in Cali. Because I'm going to go all over. I'm going to go to LA. But since the weather's going to be cooler, we're going to stop in like Bakersfield and everywhere in the middle. And Fresno and Stockton and all these weird little desert cities that were too hot to visit before, but would be wonderful to visit in like January. Oh, that was you. I tried to hate. It was you. Did you text me? And then I responded to you and then you never responded. Antelope Valley. I don't even know where that is. Where is that? You still I know her? Damn, I lost an opportunity. Sometimes you can see why Aaron goes to Columbia. It's a lot easier. Kidding. DC will be freezing. I bet. I don't even know Antelope Valley. What's Antelope Valley? Oh, 45 minutes from LA? Oh, cool. East? West? Well, not west. East? Must be east. Can't be north because I've been all north. Huh. Do you have my Instagram or do you have my number? And we'll get back to more serious topics at hand, but this is also important for my own well-being. And it'll be my birthday in November. I'm kind of shocked. Hey, you even have 48 subscribers. Cool. Oh, near Mojave. Badass. Okay, cool. That's a nice area to be in the winter. Well, shit, K. Taylor. Let me know if you have my Instagram or you have my number. You don't have your number. Then how do we connect? Did you email me or do you send me a message on Instagram? My Instagram is DODGELANDMAN. Well, let's try that again. Send me an Instagram message. So, yeah, back to the topic at hand, although I'm still waiting for that Instagram message, so I'm hoping I get it. But yeah, you can see, men are always eager to connect, and Aaron was very overeager, and it was a bad look because people were understandably judging him about a lot of stuff. But I think this sacrilege for decorum and good behavior is largely irrelevant in today's day and age. Smoke signal, yeah, you got my smoke signal. Just chasing some squirrels. Just having a good day today. Weather's not too hot. Squirrels are abundant. Factionalism is hard to resist. Institutional cannibalism at its most gruesome. Yes, it is institutional cannibalism. I mean, this is like in any sort of it's funny. The rule of thumb is we never truly grow up. We always kind of remain in high school. And in many industries, in any industry or any sphere with an audience or with any sort of importance, what you see is a lot of internal grade school infighting. And that was like that in news. In TV news, there'd be factions of somebody who liked this anchor in the newsroom, and then this anchor hated the other anchor, and so there's everybody on the other anchor side. And everybody talks shit behind their back and ruins them. And you think it's unique to politics, but you realize it's not. Like almost human dynamics in any organization or institution fundamentally becomes political. Hey, Sandy, nice to have you. Aaron seems to lack self-awareness and compassion, is just my opinion. Kate Taylor, have you sent me an Instagram message, by the way? Curious. Waiting for that answer. Can't believe there's a Lancaster, California. Never knew. DC will be freezing, says Amy. Yes. They both said stupid shit. Yeah, they both did. And I think, they're largely forgivable for it. In my opinion. But it's hard to see. I don't have Instagram. Damn! Kate Taylor, then how did you contact me? Because you didn't have my number. You don't have Instagram. Did you email me? My email is dodge.landisman@gmail.com. See, this is how you do it, guys. Instead of going to Columbia and sniffing coke, you just say, hey, did you add me on Instagram? Let's make a plan. Que sera, sera. Whatever it will be, will be. That's probably the healthier way to do it. I like that you're so off the grid, though. Respect. Or Facebook. You can add me on Facebook. It's just Dodge Landisman. But I do have a little bit of sympathy for Aaron because, he never grew up and, got to sow his wild oats. I don't F with Insta either. Okay, cool. I don't really use it. I haven't used it. It's just like I used to use it a lot. Comment, hi Dodge, what's going on? Good question. Well, I'm getting sidetracked by my Aaron-like desires for women. But aside from that, we're talking about the situation of Mike Rinder versus Aaron. And I was largely saying, I respect both of the work that they did. I think Aaron and Mike both overreacted. Mike overreacting with Aaron getting kicked off the board for some moral transgressions. And then Aaron overreacting tenfold, not only going after Mike, but going after Alex Barnes-Ross and a myriad of other people. When was this Colombia escapade? I missed that, says Goosebumps. Well, so Aaron has apparently talked about hiring sex workers in Colombia and going on a coke binge, which, I mean, I wouldn't do that, but in my opinion, if you're not hurting anybody and you're helping the local economy, you do you. I don't think that's the most egregious. And I the one thing I do admire about Aaron is I think he's, what you see is what you, well, no, not, I think it's deceptive in a lot of ways, but at least like he's willing to admit his shortcomings. So am I. The problem is when he admits his shortcomings, he gets mad when people are offended by them. As a registered nurse, Mike doesn't look like he has a lot of time left. Amy, what would you think? And what's the reason for the slow speech? I assume it's because of his health. But I'm curious because you have some expertise, Amy. Like, what was it like? I felt bad for Mike. Was it painful for Mike to talk? Was it like hard for him, or is it just, or is it like a delay in the brain? I'm curious about what makes the slow syntax, which is a sign of somebody being on their last leg, which is sad. Grandma wants me to ask you again if you want to have sex with her. Cool. Last call, she's 98. Maybe. She's dying as a little present, perhaps. He looks cachetic. I don't know what that means. Cachetic. He's probably exhausted. So, interesting. So you think for him, he's probably sleeping a lot of the time, and it's probably like some effort for him just to stay awake and do these videos, I imagine. That's why he probably did it in a multitude of parts. Exhausted, hard to take breaths. Right. So the breathing isn't natural. So therefore your speech isn't natural because your breathing isn't natural. So speech is even harder. Brain affected too. Interesting. So it's a mix of those things. Oh, poor guy. It's hard. It's hard to see him in this situation because he had this vibrant head of hair and was a very smooth talker. And now it's a competition. Who's going to speak more slowly? Will it be Mike Rinder or Jenna Miscavige? Sorry, that was mean. Chemotherapy damn near takes you out. I bet. Yeah. And I'm curious, does he have an ability? It seemed pretty discouraging to me, unfortunately, because he said now he's trying alternate remedies. I admire his optimism, but I'm curious, Amy, is that being overly optimistic? That's why Quit Smoking had to add that. Fair. Maybe I will. But sometimes you can have good health and still get cancer. He was always a bit of a slow talker. Yeah, but he was pretty smooth and, pretty relatively smooth in the syntax. He wasn't as a quick talker as Aaron, or as I am, for example. It's like, blah, 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 blah. That's what I do. But alternate remedies usually don't work. Yeah, I mean, this is completely different, but my dog had cancer for a while. And I remember on the road, somebody was like, don't get him chemo. He needs home remedies. Here's this like herbal remedy that's really good. And don't even try to like get him diagnosed and get him to chemo. And luckily it did not pay attention to her. And the dog got chemo. He had a big tumor on his nose. And his tumor exploded with pus because he was misdiagnosed. And the vet was very flippant and thought he had a defection, saw him for 30 seconds and gave him steroids, which made his tumor explode. So I had to rush him to the emergency vet. And then he got diagnosed with cancer. And luckily it was a very curable cancer. It's an STD cancer. It's weird that dogs can get that, but that's a thing. So he's getting randy. But I'm glad he didn't do the home remedies because the chemo was expensive, but he was cancer-free within 6 weeks. I think the chemo must have been about $5,000, $5,000 or $6,000. Is a lot of money for him. He's been cancer-free now this month, This month, actually. He's been cancer-free for 3 years this month. He's been officially cancer-free. So my dog got through it. A lot less sad with a dog than a human. Oh, I'm sorry, Jane. My dad recently passed away at hospice. Well, I'm glad he had an environment where he could be comfortable, and I hope you saw him. STD cancer is usually from HPV. Interesting. At some point, people need comfort, palliative care, or hospice care conversation. Yes. Comment. When I got out of the Sea Org, I was... God, Amber, we should do... Amber, when you ever want to... Can you email me? dodge.landisman@gmail.com. It'd be great to interview you. I forgot that you have you have quite the pedigree, too, in the Church of Scientology. So I think that's... What I'm going to do with content, guys, is I think I'll do a lot more interviews and conversations now that I have a moment to catch my breath and I don't have to drive 4 hours, 5 hours every other day and rush to a trial. I can relax a little bit, so I think there's going to be a lot more interviews. He always was a bit of a... I read that. So Amber Vanessa says, comment, when I got out of the Sea Org, I was 16 and had no place to really live, so I hung out with all kinds of people, partied hard to kill all kinds of drugs. Right. There's a lot of, like, emotional shit, so I give Aaron some deference, because there's a lot of emotional shit that people can't process. And Amber, it sounds like you had the strength, and I'd love to have you on, so hopefully we could have a conversation. Dodge.landisman@gmail.com. But you had the strength to kind of look at what psychological injuries did you have from your time in Scientology? How do you become self-aware? How do you fix that? How do you look into yourself? And sometimes you'll find some ugly things. And Aaron hasn't done that therapeutic process, I don't think. So a lot of respect for you for doing it. I think it meant all medical treatment has been completed now and he's working on spiritual, physical. Yes, that's what I indicated from him. There's no formal medical. I guess Mike is just an optimist, which I admire, because he was kind of saying, I'm not going to pass. And there's some other things to do, but he doesn't look great. Did you see Diane E. text? Yeah, I didn't know she's so popular. Posting her crushing you. Yeah, she's a cutie pie, too. I am definitely into Diane. She's going to try to meet up with her in Phoenix. That'd be a lot of fun. But I did. That was very funny. I was like, man, I'm a sex symbol? That's cool. I mean, not really, but at least somebody said it, made a comment saying I was cute. And then Hero Like Cody did the little, like, AI thing of me looking sexy. I'm like, well, that's very nice. I don't think Aaron's ever gotten that, so hey, at least I'm cuter than Aaron. Where are you at? We're in Memphis. We're in a big park. Dog is chasing some squirrels. So I thought there was going to be a trial for Lisa Findley, who was a person who tried to hey, stop. Person who tried to foreclose on Graceland. But it looks like she was originally going to go to trial, but going into the hearing yesterday, it looks like she's going to take a plea. So I thought there'd be something today, and there isn't. So I got to sleep in, though. That was nice. It slept until like 2 p.m. Very much needed it, especially with the bronchitis. Yeah, Cali boy, where are we at? We're in Memphis, Tennessee, in a big park. Pretty nice. Enjoying the fall colors. It's about 65 degrees. So good weather for the dog. Awesome. Thank you, Amber. She will email me. Love to do an interview. Great. Let's make it happen. Do you go to the Pyramid Hotel in Memphis? I should check it out. I think they turned it into like a Bass Pro Shop. Because I noticed there's like a big Bass Pro Shop logo. I'm like, did they turn the Pyramid into a freaking Bass Pro Shop? But I haven't. But today I was gonna go to the restaurant where Elvis had his peanut butter and banana sandwich. I think that sounds kind of a nice meal. And I can sit in the same booth that Elvis sat in, which is kind of badass. Hey, Wesley's back. Hey, Wesley. Nice to have you. Let's go. All right, cool. I guess we will. See if the dog wants to get in the car. You can even look at Sun Records. I don't know if it closes at 5 or 6, but I'll look. It's about 4:30 at the moment. Dog is getting ready to get back in the car. You want to go in the car? What do you want to do? It's your choice. He's very indecisive. Incredibly indecisive. So you can get in the car or not get in the car. Thank you. Okay, good boy. All right, now, give you a minute, guys. I got to figure out where to eat. Well, maybe we'll make one more stop before eating. God, I'm in bad shape today, guys. Ugh. I'm in very bad shape. Oh, Lord. Let me look at my battery. I'm okay. How many miles on your car? Well, I've had this car for 1 year, and the car has about 50,000 miles, which is, I guess, a decent amount for 1 year. Comment, he's so cute. Oh, thank you. Hey, Chop Chop, nice to have you. Cool dog you got. I'm a fan. He's a cutie pie. He gets away with a lot because of that. So right now, I'm just going to go to the gas station. More driving. Huh? Sorry, Goosebump. Thanks for your support. But yeah, that's a good idea, Taylor. See, that's why, Taylor, you need to hit me up. It's like, I feel like you can take care of me. I feel like we could start something real, girl. This is a good song. Oh, we missed the dog part. Deed d'amour, lover, shoo shoo little bird, find my love. Deed d'amour, shoo shoo little bird, song of love. I will wait. He means a date. Tell her that I care more than I could bear. Are apart. Hurts my heart. I'll fly away and pray. Melody will bring her back to me. Melody d'amour. Lover, shoo shoo little melody d'amour, serenade in my window, shoo shoo little bird, tell her all my love. It's my dog's birthday on Tuesday. Cool. Well, hey guys, if you want to give me a super chat, it's my birthday in 1 week from today. What's going on here? Oh, we're just fucking around. You're gonna see me publicly jack off for a good enough super chat. Dog says, hey, put his hands up and name listens. Yes, yeah, he'll always listen. Again, or her return in your soul, and she could know we are apart. It hurts my heart. Oh, fly away. In an open grave, lovely melody will bring her back to me. Melody d'amour, serenade from her window. Shoo shoo little bird, her of my love. Classic Ames Brothers, 1953, another great song. If I'm trying to bang, this is a song I sing. Lay shades of night and whistling, whoops, it's twilight time. Out of the mist, your voice is calling, it's twilight time. I count the moments till mark the end of day. I'll hear you, my dear, at twilight time. Deep in the shadows of the linger, as days of fun, fingers of night will soon surrender the setting sun. I count the moments, darling, till they're here with me, together at last at twilight time. Here in the afterglow of day, we keep our rendezvous beneath the blue, and in the same and sweet old way, I fall in love again as I did then. Your kiss will fill me like days of old, lighting the spark of love that fills me with dreams untold. Each day I pray for evening just to be with you, together at last at twilight time. And I held it part. In the afterglow of day, we keep our rendezvous beneath the blue. And in the same old way, I fall in love again as I did then. Deep in the dark, your kisses fill me like days of old, lighting the spark of love that fills me with dreams untold. Today I pray for evening just to be with you, together at last at twilight time. Trying to park, guys. It's not easy. At last at twilight time. Just a little bit longer. Please, tell me you're going to. Oh, they're sleeping. Your daddy don't mind, and your mommy don't mind. We have another dance, yeah, just the one more. I want you to stay until a bit longer. Just let me place your sweet lips on my arm. Say you love me all of the time. How about Righteous Brothers? Great song. Unchained Melody. God, and you have great taste, Kate Taylor. Damn. Never mind. Do mind. I think we'd really get along. Stay. I'll be right back. Really love your musical taste. Thank you, Haggy Basher. What's the cars? Everybody names their car. I never name my car. Maybe I should name it. I never have. Oh, I need to remind me to buy cannabis. But I'll do that later. I think Dodge listens to radio. Yeah, I have satellite radio. So I have a Sirius XM. So like mine was 50s. Stay away from those truck stop, Dodge. I mean, I love those lot lizards, man. Lot lizards give me life. Hashtag support the lot lizard. I'm gonna put a nice suit on for this music, right? I come in for the crooning. I love this song. Good taste you got. Very good taste. I decorated a store for Christmas, the lights and everything. We're pixelating. Bummer. It's my dog's birthday on Tuesday. I think we discussed that. Dodge says put his hands up. Yeah, we're all listening to that. Yeah, I love truck stops, man. Lot lizards for president. I think we need to protect our lot lizards. I think they provide a great service for the community. I mean, I think if Aaron was just enjoying the lot lizards instead of going to Columbia, the whole situation might have been avoided. Just think about that. It's a tragedy. I might sign off soon. We're getting a light audience. I hope Kate Taylor, have you emailed me yet? Girl, you better have. Or if you texted me, Shay, all of you guys can have my number. But Kate Taylor, I'm going to give you my number. But all of you guys can text me if you want. 917-453-1523. There you go. That's the only time I'm ever going to reveal my number. But now you know. If you want to send me hate messages, you can. It's your choice. I got my fountain. Then I can get you some next. Good idea. So you take good care of it. Get my Diet Coke. It's not like you get a lot of it. We'll probably go downtown. Oh, there's socks. Cool. Hey, you know how much the socks are? $3.99. $3.99. Cool. Are they all $3.99, or is this one the same price? Okay, sweet. Let me get some socks. Or no, I keep losing socks. It's like the underpants. No, it's a real thing. What do you like the socks? I got a pair of dress socks and some classic black ones. I hate high top. I hate low tops. Oh, are these low top? These better not be. No, they're high top. But I hate low top socks. Bane of my existence. Remind me to buy deodorant too. I'm gonna smell this deodorant. Smells good. All right, I'm gonna get this deodorant. This is why I like gas stations, because you get the cheapest version. This is some cheap ass deodorant. Okay, and then finally for Mucinex. Thank you for bearing with me. I feel like Chris eating in front of you. Dog loves. Usually they only have these in Mexico, and sometimes you get them in the U.S. Rarely. Dog loves this stuff. Okay, I'm gonna get a bunch of these for the dog. He loves these. Still need to get Mucinex. I don't think I have it. Oh, here. All right. Good. How are you? Good. And a pack of Newport shorts, please. Mucinex, Mucinex, Mucinex. Here it is. I think we got everything. Cool. I didn't snag anything. Pay for it.
Put short box, right?
Yeah, please. Cool.
Good. You need to see?
No, I'm all set.
Thank you.
Thank you. You as well. Sorry, guys, for that boring interlude. I always feel too awkward, like talking, because people think I'm talking to myself. So I just feel way too awkward, like talking at a gas station like that. I'm like, oh, what do I do? Do you just snag the deodorant? No, I paid for it. I'm not Solomon. I'm not going to steal stuff. I'm just mean. Sorry, I had to make that joke. You know what? I didn't snag the deodorant, but I gave him a counterfeit $20 bill that I got from Chipotle. Like Chipotle, it was all Chipotle's fault. Like Chipotle, it wasn't my fault, but like Tori and then Chipotle both gave me a fake $20 bill, and I had no idea. It was either Tori's or Chipotle's fault, and Chipotle gave me a $20 bill that was fake. And I'm just perplexed because I blame Tori. I blame Tori, and I blame Tori Oakley. Chipotle. I blame Tori and Chipotle. Let's catch up with some of the comments. I wash socks in hosiery bags. You'll never lose them. I don't know what a hosiery bag is. I'm running behind here. I know you discussed Aaron is not the enemy. Yeah, but Aaron, yeah, DOA's megaphone. Nice to have you, by the way. Yeah, Aaron's not the enemy. Gotta fix my collar. Aaron's not the enemy, but like his reaction were incredibly reckless, dangerous, and babyish. So I'm not really completely on his side at all. Christina Kerf is my crush, my other crush. I blame the machine. Just making fun of Solomon. I look terrible today, though. I need to get a haircut, don't you think? I hate it when, like, this is, like... It's almost, like, Trumpian. Like, the problem is like, my hair's, like, almost too... Like, my hair's this long. It becomes Trump-like. Trump. That's the problem. So I need to get a haircut, don't you think? I hate it. I blame the machine, right? Get a mullet, my boy. All right. Shit, I'm being swatted. All right, yeah. I have stage 4 colon cancer, and chemo's my real option to live longer. I'm sorry, Martha. It ain't pretty. It's hard. You know, I can see the pain that Mike's going through. It's a great song. He places. Your wedding day. Lovely ladies, not lot lizards. Amen. Kay Taylor, I got your text. I'm honored. Thank you. I'll text back when I'm not doing this. All right, guys, give me a moment. Don't leave. Much love to you, Martha. I'm just figuring out where to go. All right, guys, we got about an 11-minute drive. We're going to go to the river. Poor dog, he got a nice little dip. Thanks, Dodge. Welcome. In smoky places. On your side. Sunny day. Empty free. That is fine. Confident Chris's finger. Eating smoky places. Hiding. This is Aaron's song. In shadowy places. Columbia. And sin where no one knows our faces. Then I'll just get kicked off the board for Coke abroad. Dodge, you haven't done adequate research to understand. Well, who the hell? That's what I'm saying, though. I haven't done adequate research to understand. Who the hell has? That's what I'm saying. Looking at, I've seen all of Miriam's videos, which seem truthful to me. I've seen all of Mike's videos, which largely seem truthful to me. And it looks like the big bone of... Oh, fuck. Did not see that there was a light here. You guys distract me. This is awkward. I just stopped and I didn't think there was a light. Oh well, I think I'm okay. I'm gonna put my phone down though. But yeah, anyway, so the big bone of contention, you really can't get anything truthful over it. So that how can you make an argument? But I understand what you're trying to say. But yeah. I'm gonna try it again. Hey guys, I need $30,000 for. By the way, and I'm gonna try it again. Woo! You know the rules. What's up, Bob Cox? Yeah, people drive fucking crazy nuts on my ass for no reason. Keep on knocking, but you can't come in. Keep on knocking, but you can't come in. Woo! Knocking, but you can't come in. Come back tomorrow night and try it again. You love me, but you can't come in. You said you love me, but you can't come in. Come on and love me, but you can't come in. Come back tomorrow night and try it again. Story of my life. And maybe with Kate Taylor's text, I may no longer be dreaming. Who knows? Dreaming. I'm always dreaming. dreaming love will be mine. Searching, I'm always searching. See the skyline up ahead? Probably not. Someday I'll find someone to love me, someone who needs me. But until then, I'll keep on dreaming. Keep right on dreaming. Dreaming. Till my dreaming comes true. Dreaming, I'm always dreaming, dreaming, some will be mine. Searching, I'm always searching. Is anyone trapped? I don't know what you're talking about. Someone said this was recorded in the 90s, I believe them. Yeah, music never changes as much as you think it does it? But this was done 1959. Aw, Christina, that's how I did it with my grandma long ago. It's a lot of work, but worth it. Not surprisingly, thought a bunch died at first, everyone made it out. Right on dreaming. Dreaming till my dreaming comes true. Wonder who wrote the book of love? Tell me, darling, who wrote the book of love? To know the answer, somewhere up above. Oh, I wonder who, ba-doo-doo-doo, who wrote the book of love? Tell me, darling, maybe you know I do. Enter in this book of love, find out it's true. Wonder who, do-do-do-do, who wrote the book of love? Chapter 1 says lover with all your heart. Chapter 3, you miller, you never gonna part. In chapter 3, remember the meaning of romance. In chapter 4, you break up, but you're giving it one more chance. Oh, I wonder who, do-do-do-do, who wrote the book of love? Baby, you, yes I do. Says so in this book of love, ours is one that's true. I wonder who, ba-doo-ba-who, who wrote the book of love? Chapter 1 says lover with all your heart. Here's downtown Memphis. You never gonna part. In chapter 3, remember the meaning of romance. In chapter 3, you break up, but you give it just one more chance. Oh, I wonder who, ba-doo-doo-doo, who? Beautiful downtown. Hey, baby, love you, yes I do. Says so in this book of love, ours is one that's true. I wonder who wrote the book of love? That's hilarious. You said, oh, fuck at the light, and my pre-verbal daughter said the same thing. My fault. Not going another room. My bad. Sorry to your daughter. That's hilarious. Building exploded in Louisville. Okay.
Drinking fountains and food to tickets and newly poured asphalt, leaving folks with room to sink into the new.
There you go, the river.
Walt Disney managed this new undertaking and expand.
I'll catch up with the chat once I get a red light.
As a 50-50 shot. This is 50's Gold, reporting from 1955.
This is a great song. I don't know the lyrics to this, but it's a great, beautiful old song. Julie London, one of the great jazz artists of all time. Underrated. Figure the best laundry prepper in my neighborhood. Huh? Were your parents old when they had you? Not that old. My mom was, but old. My mom was 40 and my dad was 44. So somewhat old, comparatively speaking. But not old where they like 50s. My dad a little bit. I just like it. I like... My taste in music is older than my dad's taste in music. I always say my dad likes music after my time. Like, my dad likes music 10 years after my time. Like, I like the music that my dad's parents liked. Too bad I never met them, because they did! But how beautiful is this song?
Say you're sorry for being so untrue.
Almost here, guys.
You can cry.
Looks like you got a beautiful sunset.
Cry me a river. I cried a river
Over you. I love your steering wheel. Yeah, it's broken.
Nearly drove me
Out of my mind. Dinosaur closed. Julie London, but Dinosaur also covered this. Love Dinosaur too.
Remember,
Shazam! I should check that shit out.
all that
You said.
told me love was too plebeian.
Alright, we gotta find a place to park. Where do I park?
And now
Here it is.
you say you love me. Well, just to prove you do, come on and cry me
Near river.
Cry me a river. I cried a river
Over you. We're gonna go, don't worry. Got a river here, boy. Got river critters. Got a river there, boy. Hey, it's a river here, boy. If I say river, he gets excited. So it looks like we'll be able to zero in on a beautiful sunset. Catch up with some of the chats I missed. My neighbor still uses the power mowers. No, not surprising they made... Is anyone... Oh yeah, the Louisville thing. Well, glad everybody's alive. That's good. Who knows? If there's a court case about that, I will go. So now we're outside of beautiful downtown. Dog knows the river's there. I gave him the code word. Hopefully there's access into the river where the dog can take a dip. Liza Nelly does a great version of Slow Boat to China. Cool. All right. She's pretty badass, isn't she? Good job. Trying to get access to the river. So they really close some shit off, though. I can't, it's stupid. You can't go down the river that way. Where the hell are you supposed to be able to go? Oh, right down here. Okay. Dog's got to take his dip. Don't mess with my dip, bro. God, I really am dying. Terrible, terrible. It's a beautiful view of downtown Memphis as the sun is setting. This is really why I cover all these court cases, because I just want an excuse to go to cool places and hang out and enjoy different sunsets, different locales. But I really am still relatively sick. Dirty Dodges, dirty dirtbag. I've been called worse, and the dog got the access that he needs in his life. Hey, Paula, nice to have you. Looking at some of your old messages. I like Frank Zappa's version, Closer You Are. Yeah, Zappa's very cool. Somebody's saying I haven't done adequate research. Bowl cut, all right. Cool. Got a mullet. Aaron did lie. America has so many beautiful landscapers, Christina, yeah. Christina, the one I'll never hear from. Breaks my heart because you seem very cool. Aaron did lie. Yeah, do you judge somebody fully just for lying? But yeah, I think there's probably some lies in there. I wouldn't disagree with you, Nancy. Here, I'm curious, just out of a fun, look at this fish, gross. Out of a fun question, put a 1 in the chat. There's going to be 4, so I'm going to remember it. Put a 1 in the chat if you think Aaron is largely in the right and Mike is not. Put a 2 in the chat if Mike is largely in the right and Aaron is not. Put a 3 in the chat if you think both are assholes and both have overreacted. Put a 4 in the chat if you think you appreciate both of their works, and it's not a big deal and you respect them both. 3, interesting. Both of them were kind of assholes. Interesting. Okay. So I got a 3. 3? Well, all right. 4. Okay. I would agree with you, Spock. 1, 1, 1. Aaron's the asshole. There's not a lot of, oh no, 1 was Aaron was in the right. Okay. So some support for Aaron. Mike is fully supportive. I'm probably going to do poll 3. Okay. Interesting. 5. What the hell is 5, Christina? You're funny. 3. Sorry, guys. I can't remember. Was 3 you think they're both assholes? Yes. 3 is think you're both assholes. 4 is you respected them. 5. I don't agree with any of the options. I give you a lot of options. 666. Gotta love the devil. Devil for president. Great view over here. Yes, both assholes. Right. Okay. Wow. So a lot of 3s. So a lot of people are just interesting. I wonder if there's a movement. Well, Mike Rinder won't be around for long anyway, so it's not like, he's going to be part of the future of the anti-Scientology movement. But it's interesting because it really does seem like there's a moving away from Aaron. So I wonder if there's a vacuum and if somebody should take that vacuum. Both assholes. Yeah, I think that's pretty fair. I think that's a fair assessment. I think they both have had deeds that deserve judgment on both of their sides. Don't agree with any of the options. Fair, fair, fair. Fair, 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 fair. I take mine back. I don't think they're both assholes. Fair. I think they both overreacted. Yeah, I would agree with that. I completely agree with that. Ow, I just hit a tree. I just need a tree. Well, guys, I might smoke and enjoy the sunset a little bit. Did anyone get, or maybe not, did anyone get hostage video off MR? That's an interesting perspective. No, I didn't feel that. I didn't think anybody was, that's interesting. It's an interesting point of view. I didn't think anybody was pressuring him or forcing him to say anything. I think for him, he probably realized he doesn't have a lot of time left, which is really sad. And I do hope when he passes, if he passes, and God forbid, may it be in 10 years or 20 years, I don't think that's likely though. But when he does, let's remember the good, I never liked Aaron, says Scientology Ottawa. Too arrogant. Fair. Aaron looks like he would have oh, man. He already kind of has one in his face, doesn't he? It's already halfway there. So interesting perspective. Que interessante. All right, guys, I might sign off soon. I'm going to tell me if you want me to. Last question I have for you. Put a 1 if you want me to do pre-record about this whole situation, especially once I watch some more stuff. Put a 2 if you find it to be redundant. 1 if I should do a pre-record about this situation later tonight. 2 if you think it's a little redundant. Aaron is, a little redundant. I feel you. 1, okay. Huh. I'd speak a little more eloquently. I'd have my thoughts more collected, but... You're funny, Christina. 3. All right, we got... Wow, it's like half and half. Interesting. What? He got some crud on him. Hey, what's on your fur? Ew. What's that little sprinkly thing? He doesn't feel him. I'm just helping you with this. Hey. Chill. Here. Hey, this way. Shut up. Hey, chill. Thank you. Find Dodgers thoughts interesting. Good. Glad you guys think so. You're funny, Christina. Elizabeth only. Oh, there is a new collapse. My bad. I thought you were talking about the candy factory. All right, keep up with all these collapses. Jesus. Christina, for what? Christina saying put a 1 in the chat if I should do a pre-record talking about all this stuff. This is a cool view of Memphis. Put a 2 in the chat if you think it's redundant and not necessary. That's a good question, Tabitha. Tabitha Sage, the wise sage. Oh, you're talking to Cali Boy. Cool. The wise sage, Tabitha, says, why do people care so much about Aaron? Legit question. I don't get why people are so judgmental and aggressive. Like, who cares? And why? Right. It's all kind of minor. You know, I don't think anybody's done anything horrifically egregious here. Maybe they have. Guys, give me a moment. I'm taking a photo of my dog. I had to get that Primo sunset photo. Fair. Glad there's some ones. I don't hate Aaron. I just don't care for him either way. LOL. Yeah, I get that. I still appreciate Aaron, all the work that Aaron has done. And it's an awkward situation because Mike and Aaron have both been helpful to me in different ways. Aaron more directly, but Mike as well. So for Aaron, obviously, he was Tony Ortega was the first person I spoke with at Fired for for talking about Scientology when I was a news anchor. And Tony Ortega was the first person to do anything, so he did an article. But then he kind of dropped me after. I even tried to connect with him, and he didn't respond. And so then Aaron had me on, which I appreciate. Aaron's had me on a multitude of times. Mike, I've emailed back and forth. And Mike even mentioned my name when he was on his stream with Leah Remini, which is very nice. And he brought me up and knew my name, and I emailed him, and I asked him to try to email some people because I was trying to get on all these podcasts to try to get interviewed by people after I got fired from my news station. So I asked him to interview Megan. It was a stretch, but he did it. I asked him to interview, I think, David Packman, who he was on with, as well as Megyn Kelly, who he was on with. Very different people. And he did email them, and I didn't hear anything, but I appreciate that. So it's a tough one for me because I'm not friends with either one of them. I know Aaron more, but then even with Aaron, I've been on Aaron's stream probably 6-7 times now, a fair amount. But other than the initial conversation I had with Aaron after I got fired, I've never had a conversation with Aaron. I've never been like, hey, what's up? What's happening? Even though I've been on with him, we've never, I'll talk to them for 5 seconds before we go live, say, hey, how are you? And then that's about it. And so same with Mike. I've spoken with Aaron. Obviously, I haven't spoken with Mike. I've only texted and emailed him. But it's tough because Mike and Aaron, to me personally, have both been helpful. I thought the goal was to expose Scientology, not to bash people. Yeah, that is the goal. At least it should be. Lord knows it should be. They're just using you. I don't think so. I think, Aaron was supportive of me to understand my story. I'm sure I helped with the views, and I'll give myself credit for that, and I'll give myself credit and indicate that it indicates I was an interesting, compelling person to listen to. But I still appreciate it. You want to go back? The sun has not even set yet. And you already want to go back? The sun hath not set. Tragic. Oh, God, I am dying. Dying. Dog wants what the dog wants. Ain't that the truth? And I'll give it to him. I think he can have that. You guys are going to sign off soon. Anybody else? Well, now we got 65 people watching. If anybody else wants to ask another question? Come. He wants to chase the soda. I'll allow it. I'm going to waste my soda for you. Every time I have to waste this giant soda that I meant to enjoy, and he just looks at it and is like, all right, I need to chase it. Fine. Okay. Like, what's the point of this? Like, why? Does that really improve your day in any meaningful way? Name look extra thick and handsome. Hey, Rodney Jules, nice to have you. Well, that's the problem, though. Does he look like he's been gaining weight? That's not good. Aaron's behavior is a way to go, but he definitely is the worst guy out there. I disagree, but I understand what you're saying, James. I just don't like, that's what I'm saying. It's like Aaron decided to like bash other people who had nothing to do with anything. Alexandra Barnes-Ross, Mark and Claire. I mean, unnecessary, right? Thick in the best way. It's a compliment. No, I know it's a compliment, but I am concerned. I'm like, shit, is he gaining weight? Because I'm trying to have him lose weight. But I appreciate it. Well, I guess I can't litter, so I'll litter my car. Fucking sellout. I should take that sticker off my car. Goddamn sellout. Yeah, you got a celebrity with Dana. Oh, very cool. How are you doing? Hey, thank you. Good. I'm going to sign off soon, though. Only because I got shit to do. People to see. All right, guys, I'm going to sign off. 20, very fun conversation. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Love you.